cool mornings? Is this like a shock to the system, or are you?
Yeah, you see I have a jacket on. I gotta, trying to stay warm. Yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's gonna be good for me.
You have no idea what it is.
Yeah, I don't. But hopefully I can adjust quick.
What are you seeing from this Tampa defense?
Really good. I mean, a lot of good players. Obviously, at every single level too. Their front is really good. Obviously, their backers fly around, make a lot of plays, and then their secondary is, they have eyes on the quarterback and they make a lot of plays on the ball. And so we've got to be smart at what we're doing and execute our game plan and take care of the ball. I think that's one of the biggest things.
I know you never played with Tom, especially here, but just your thoughts on him, this homecoming. Obviously, you guys focus on the game, but just kind of what that means, for a football fan and a guy that's watching the league.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here with him, Tom or Gronk, so I can't speak on the behalf of them. But I think obviously it's a big game. It's any game, every game is a big game in this league, and then obviously playing on Sunday Night Football in a primetime spot. I mean, it's big for all of us. So we got to come ready to play and be ready to go.
Did you spend any time watching Gronk as you sort of came into the league, or maybe when you were at Arkansas?
Oh yeah, obviously he's one of the best tight ends to ever play, and especially here with this franchise. And so I definitely have seen him play, and watched a lot of his film, and try to learn and implement as much as I can, because he's a tremendous player in so many aspects. I mean, blocking, catching, running, so many different things, and so definitely admired him.
Do you know Gronk at all? Are you guys friends?
I've just talked to him briefly after games. That's about it.
Hunter, you obviously spent some time last year with a rookie quarterback who was, in essence, replacing a Hall of Fame caliber guy. How much harder do you think it makes an already very difficult job of being a young player in that position when you are kind of that next guy?
I think you guys make it a little bit bigger deal than it is. Obviously, it is a big deal. I mean, being the center face and the quarterback of your franchise is a big deal. There's a lot of responsibility that comes with that, but I think that's every quarterback. Mac's done a good job. He's going to continue to get better. Obviously, like you said, I saw that last year, and I'm seeing that in Mac, the daily improvements each week, and each thing he sees, he's just going to continue to get better. So he's doing a good job, and looking forward to going back out there and competing with him this weekend.
Where have you seen the most growth? That's something that we've heard from a few players, is that you can see progress from Mac pretty steadily, but from the time you spent with him?
I think every time you step on the field, all of us, the more you see, the more you're going to be able to process things. So obviously, he's only 3 games in, but just the more different things you see, even on the practice field, seeing different things from our defense, from different looks, and how he has to process things. He's continuing to grow, and he's doing a good job.
He was talking yesterday about emotions. Mac was he used the term, he wants to be like the Iceman, like cool, calm, collected, and he said he's working on it.
Yeah.
What have you observed from him in that area?
He is very cool and collected. So he's doing a good job of that. I mean, you can see it just even around the building. He's doing a good job. So all the guys respect him and admire him, and we're behind him 100%. We've got to do our jobs better, just like he wants to do his job better. So we're all trying to improve every single day.
Hunter, taking your perspective from the Chargers and seeing the relationship that Philip and Antonio had, and then watching Gronk on film and looking at Tom and Gronk, what makes that unique and special between those two?
At tight end position, we always want to be the quarterback's best friend. We always want to be an outlet for him when things are in trouble or anything. So that's just continuing to put work in. That's years of work too. A lot of those guys obviously have had years of work. And I got to see that relationship, hands-on with Phil and Antonio. And, it's just lots of game reps, lots of practice reps, to the point where you kind of know where the guy's going to break, where the guy's going to, look, and you kind of get a feel for each other. So that just comes with reps and lots of those over time.
When people talk about Gronk a lot, you add in the
blocking ability, right? Because he's sort of that prototypical old school tight end. How much do you pride yourself on that as well? I think today we look at some of the athletes, it's like, well, those guys can, spread out wide and they're super fast. But obviously being a tight end, there's other aspects of the game. Just how much do you pride yourself?
Yeah, that's a big demand in our position. That's part of what we're called to do every Sunday. And that's something I'm always trying to improve on, continue to get better at. Because there's some good defenders in this league, and you go against some good guys that it's tough. They're long. I take a lot of pride in it. I think our room as a whole does, and this offense. We have to take pride in it to be able to run the ball effectively.
When you watched film on Gronk, did that stick out as well? How he could impact the game in that area?
Oh yeah, he was definitely one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL, and he was doing a lot of other things too. So he, definitely could stand out, just his presence there.
What do you expect from emotions in this game, though? Because there's people with games, and there's a lot of it on the table with this game, and we're talking about not only the game, but people who've been here before and everything like that. What do you expect for the emotions in this game?
I think from the outside, it'll be a lot of emotions, and obviously those guys deserve it. They did a lot for this franchise, and brought a lot of success here, and they deserve the respect and everything that comes along with that. But once game time comes, we're playing football, and we're trying to beat them, and we're competing. That's what it's going to come down to. Those guys deserve all the respect, admiration, everything, because they did a lot here with the Patriots organization. But once football comes, we're playing ball.
Hunter, you've kind of talked about it, but Tom was saying the other day that Bill always said, if you love football, you should relish Sunday night in Foxborough specifically. So wondering, has he said anything similar to you guys, and just for yourself, how much are you looking forward to your first primetime game with the Patriots, with or without all the Tom stuff?
Yeah, it's Sunday night football, man. It's Sunday night, Monday night. It's the only game on TV. So at the time, so it's everybody, all the eyeballs are on it. It's a big game. Going against a really good opponent. So it's a big game, and I think all of us are really excited to kind of have the opportunity to be in primetime.
Do you expect nerves to come into play at any point? Maybe not so much for yourself, but some of the guys that are especially green to this, like new players, and how do they kind of go about conquering that?
Yeah, I think every game you're a little anxious, you're a little nervous. You prepare all week, and then finally you got to go put that performance out. So there will definitely be some anxiousness and some nerves, but once you get that first hit, kind of get going. You're just, in the end, you're playing just the same game. We're playing every single week, so you just got to get out there and get rolling.
Hunter, what can you do to get yourself going in the red zone? Obviously, you've had a lot of success during your career. It's been a little bit shaky.
Yeah, I think we need to get down there, more. We got to, finish drives all the way towards the red zone. We've also killed ourselves with penalties. I was part of that last week, and we got to be locked in and finish those drives. We're kind of stalling on that fringe of the red zone and kicking a lot of field goals. So kind of need to get down in the red zone, then we can kind of execute those things.
Hunter, what have the requests been like from family and friends this week? Anything crazy with tickets?
Not too bad, actually. I kind of laid out the foundation before the season. I said, hey, look, I just have my immediate family coming this weekend. So there was a good amount of requests coming before the season. I kind of shot those down.
When did you lay down the law specifically?
Probably in camp. I got a lot of phone calls like, hey, we're going to be there week 4. And I was like, I know you want to come, but I'm going to have to kind of restrict it a little bit on that. That's a hot game.
That's a veteran move right there.
Yeah. I had to, lay down the law a little bit. So it was tough. It's some tough love.
Have you talked about that with any of the other guys? Because I'm sure they're dealing with the same stuff, right? Yeah, everyone's family wants to be.
I'll let everybody else deal with their own things and how they want to deal with it. But I think everybody's, that's the outside stuff, and I think everybody's dealing with it well.
Getting back to Mac for just a second, how hard is it to establish a leadership role as a rookie, especially in that position?
I think it can be tough, but I think the just daily, showing that hard work, showing the putting it out on the field, being present. I don't think it's always you have to, be rah-rah and say all this stuff. I think it's just showing a lot to the guys, maybe showing some toughness, maybe showing a check that, checking to something that we want. Like, it's just the small things, and I think he's doing a good job of that, and, a lot of guys, we all respect him.
Hunter, when you signed with the Patriots, how close to the top of the list was thinking about Rob Gronkowski playing the role that you play?
I don't know if it was thinking about, being him. I mean, me and Gronk are different. I mean, we're very different in what we are, but obviously he had a lot of success in this offense, and, obviously you watch from afar and see kind of can you be in that, what you could be in that offense. So definitely watched him from afar, and definitely the respect and seeing the success, I mean, definitely was a big part.
You said you guys are different. What are some of the differences in your game, do you think?
Well, I mean, it's just Gronk. I mean, he's this big, tall, massive. I mean, he's a little bigger than me. I mean, I'm big, but and he proved it. I mean, a little bit every week in and week out. I mean, there's some. I'm not going to go into the details of how we're different, but we're definitely just different in different ways.
All right, thank you guys.
Cool.
All right.